Welcome back to Finance Friday, another special edition of Money Girl where I answer your burning money questions. Today's topic comes from Lauren J., who says, I'm a 22-year-old recent college graduate who started my first full-time job a few months ago. I currently have little bills and no debt. I maxed out my Roth IRA for the year, but will only qualify for my company 401k retirement plan once I've been employed for a year. I have about $20,000 in savings and want to buy a car in a year or so. What advice can you give about what to do with that extra money? Thank you so much for your question, Lauren. With a job, no debt, and money in the bank, you are in an enviable position as a young person. So congratulations. You are light years ahead of where I was at your age and probably, where many of the listeners were or are at your age. So you have a lot going for you. This podcast will answer your question about the smartest moves you can make right now, no matter if you have a little or a lot of extra money. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for joining me on episode 879. I'm Laura Adams, an award-winning author, finance spokesperson, a speaker, founder of The Money Stack, a Substack newsletter, and host of the Money Girl podcast with over 43 million downloads. If you're getting value from the free content we love creating here, please subscribe and consider submitting a 5-star rating or review on your podcast app of choice. And if you have a question about money for the show, I'd love to hear it. You can leave it on our voicemail at 302-364-0308. You can also send an email and sign up for the free Money Stack newsletter when you visit lauradadams.com. Whether you're fortunate enough to receive a cash gift, a bonus, or a raise, having extra money is an excellent opportunity to improve your finances over the long term. First, I want you to identify or review your financial goals to know what you want to accomplish with your money. For instance, are you like Lauren and want to buy a car in the next year? Or you may want to throw a big party like a wedding or take a vacation or pay down debt, start a business, or get serious about investing for retirement. There's so many things that are unique to you and, how you see your financial future. Only you know the answers to those questions. But depending on your financial situation and dreams for the future, I'm going to go through 10 things to do with extra money right now in the order of highest to lowest priority. So number 1 is start or build an emergency fund. Lauren, the first place extra money should always go is to create a financial safety net using a high-interest savings account. Now, how much cash you should have depends on your income, expenses, and goals. However, I'd say at least 3 to 6 months worth of your living expenses is always a good guideline. For instance, if you spend $3,000 monthly on essentials like food, housing, utilities, insurance, transportation, and healthcare, you might need $9,000, maybe up to $18,000 as a cash cushion. That savings will be your lifeline in a hardship, like losing your job, getting a large unexpected bill, or having a significant out-of-pocket medical expense. Saving, not investing, is the right move for reaching short-term goals, like being prepared for the unexpected. High-yield savings is also where you should keep money earmarked for an upcoming vacation or buying a car in the next year or two. While you certainly don't earn as much on savings compared to investing, you can rest easy knowing your cash will be there, plus interest, the moment you need it. You have virtually zero risk when choosing a savings account covered by FDIC or NCUA insurance. That's very different from investments, which fluctuate in value and can lead to significant returns or losses. So don't risk losing money that you might need or that you plan to spend in the near future. All right, the second thing to do with your extra money is make sure you have enough insurance. Another essential way to prepare for the unexpected and prevent financial hardship is having insurance, like health insurance, renter's insurance, disability, and life policies. If you have any insurance gaps, you want to fill them using your extra cash before investing it. Even if you get life and disability coverage through work, it may not be enough depending on your situation. Plus, if you leave your job for any reason, those policies typically end by the end of the month. Now, life insurance is essential if you have anyone who is financially dependent on you, such as a spouse, partner, child, or other family member. Lauren didn't mention that, so that may not be something that's appropriate for her. The third thing to do with extra money is contribute to a workplace retirement plan. If you work for a company or organization that offers a retirement plan like a 401k, 403b, or 457, be sure to participate. That's the first place your extra money should be invested, up to the annual limit once you're eligible to participate. Lauren mentioned having to be employed for a year, so we'll cover other options for her in the meantime. For 2024, you can contribute up to $23,000 to most workplace retirement plans. If you're over 50, you can make additional catch-up contributions of up to $7,500 for a total of $30,500. And for 2025, the limit increases to $23,500, and it's got the same catch-up next year, so that means you've got a total of $31,000 for 2025. I always recommend investing at least 10 to 15% of your gross income for retirement, or at least enough to maximize any employer matching to start. Make a goal to increase your contributions annually until you eventually bump up against the allowable limit, and that limit typically goes up based on an annual cost of living adjustment. Maxing out an employer-sponsored retirement plan is one of the best ways to grow your balance, reduce taxes, and achieve your retirement goals. However, before age 59 and a half, remember that withdrawals not previously taxed are subject to income taxes, plus an additional 10% early withdrawal penalty. So it's typically not a good idea to put money in a retirement account that you might need to spend early. Number 4 is contribute to a Roth IRA. After maxing out an employer-sponsored retirement plan, a Roth IRA is the next best place to invest extra money. So I'm really glad that Lauren has already funded one. It's available to anyone with earned income, including minors and seniors. For 2024 and 2025, the IRA contribution limit is up to $7,000 or $8,000 if you're over 50. You make after-tax contributions but enjoy tax-free withdrawals after 59 and a half. However, there are income limits to make Roth IRA contributions, and let's go through those. If you're a single taxpayer, you must have a modified adjusted gross income, or MAGI, under $161,000 for 2024 or under $165,000 for 2025. Married taxpayers that file a joint tax return must have a MAGI under $240,000 for 2024 or under $246,000 for 2025. And married taxpayers filing separately must have a MAGI under $10,000 to qualify for Roth IRA contributions. If your income is below those annual limits for your tax filing status, you can partially or fully fund a Roth IRA and max out a workplace retirement plan or even a self-employed account in the same year, giving you really nice tax benefits. Note that unlike a Roth IRA, a Roth retirement plan at work has no income limits, okay? So you can contribute to a Roth at work no matter how much you make. The fifth thing to do with some extra money is to contribute to a traditional IRA. If your income is too high to qualify for a Roth IRA, your next best place to invest is a traditional account. Unlike a Roth IRA, a traditional IRA has no income limits. With traditional retirement accounts, you make pre-tax contributions. That gives you a good upfront tax deduction in the current year, even if you don't itemize deductions on your tax return. However, your and any spouse's income affects whether you can deduct traditional IRA contributions when you also participate in a workplace retirement plan in the same year. Here's how it works. When your 2024 MAGI reaches $87,000 as a single taxpayer or $143,000 as a joint tax filer, that's when you can no longer deduct traditional IRA contributions when you also have a retirement plan at work. Additionally, if you're not covered by a workplace retirement plan, but you're married and your spouse is, the household MAGI cutoff for deducting all traditional IRA contributions is $230,000. Now, those deduction cutoff limits will increase in 2025 to MAGI of $89,000 as a single or $146,000 as a joint filer when you participate in a workplace retirement plan. And if you don't have a plan but your spouse does, the household MAGI cutoff increases next year to $236,000. So that doesn't mean you can't contribute to a traditional IRA when you also have a retirement plan at work or a self-employed plan. It just means that some or all of your contributions may not be tax deductible. All right, number 6 is to contribute to a self-employed retirement account. You qualify for a self-employed retirement plan with part or full-time business income. The most popular are the Solo 401k and the SEP IRA. They allow you to contribute much more than with other retirement accounts, making them a really good choice for investing your extra money. I've been using a SEP IRA for many, many years because it's just a really easy plan to maintain. You don't have any annual paperwork, and it's a good option for business owners with or without employees. You can contribute up to $69,000 for 2024 or $70,000 for 2025 if you've got enough income to support those higher limits. Another great option when you have no full-time employees except a spouse or a business partner is a Solo 401k. However, with that plan, you must fund it through payroll deductions, which creates a little additional ongoing administration. But a Solo 401k may allow you to make even higher annual contribution limits than with a SEP IRA. Okay, moving on to number 7 is to contribute to a health savings account or HSA. After you've exhausted all your retirement account options, the next best place to invest extra money is an HSA. However, you probably know if you've been listening to Money Girl for any amount of time that to have an HSA, you must be enrolled in a high-deductible HSA-eligible health plan. You can purchase that on your own or through work. For 2024, you can contribute up to $4,150 when you have an individual health plan or $8,300 when you have a family health plan. And if you're over 55, you can contribute an additional $1,000. And those limits will get bumped up next year. So they'll be $4,300 for a single plan and $8,550 for a family plan in 2025. HSAs are really great plans because they have no restrictions on your income, they allow tax-deductible contributions, and they allow you to avoid tax on investment growth when the funds get spent on qualified medical expenses. And those expenses, there are a broad range of goods and services like medical, dental, vision, hearing, chiropractic, acupuncture, prescriptions, and many over-the-counter medicines and products. You could spend those funds for medical services for yourself or your family. Or you can even just keep your HSA balance invested and growing indefinitely without penalty. Now, before age 65, withdrawing from an HSA for non-qualified expenses like groceries or rent means they would be subject to taxes plus an additional 20% penalty. So just like with a retirement account, you shouldn't put money in an HSA that you might need for everyday expenses. However, if you have an HSA balance after age 65, you can spend it on non-medical expenses without penalty. They will be subject to income tax, but not a penalty. Okay, number 8 is to contribute to a 529 college savings plan. If your emergency and your retirement savings are on track, consider investing extra money in a 529 plan to pay future education expenses like tuition, books, computer equipment, internet access, and room and board for yourself or a family member. Now, Lauren didn't mention whether she's considering going back to school at any point, but, this could be something to consider if she is. There are no income restrictions to make 529 contributions. While those contributions are not tax deductible, your investment growth is never taxed if you use 529 funds for qualified education expenses. The only downside of contributing to a 529 plan is that spending it on anything besides qualified expenses comes with a penalty on the earnings portion of the distributions. You typically must pay income tax plus a 10% penalty on amounts that were not previously taxed. Number 9 is to use a brokerage account. Once you've exhausted all your tax-advantaged account options to invest extra money, it's time to look at a taxable brokerage account. The investment firm you choose should depend on the investments you want to purchase, but I really recommend sticking with the basics like mutual, index, or exchange-traded funds. While a brokerage doesn't reduce your taxes, it is a very flexible account that you can tap for any reason before age 59 and a half without penalty. That also makes it an excellent place to invest for medium-term goals, maybe like buying a home or starting a business in more than 3 years in the future. And lastly, number 10, hire a financial professional. If you have a significant windfall, consider hiring a pro. It could be a financial planner, insurance agent, estate attorney, or accountant, just depending on your needs, to help you understand your options and achieve your goals. But I will say, before working with a financial advisor, you want to look them up on BrokerCheck. This is a free tool from the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, or FINRA, that helps you learn about their background and any disciplinary history. You can also check with your state securities regulator to ensure you choose a qualified financial professional. And I'll put links to both of those resources in the notes for the show. Lauren, thanks again so much for the question. So depending on how much you want to put down on your car and how much you need for your emergency savings, that will dictate how much you should keep in savings. And if you're not in a high yield account, I would definitely recommend moving your money over to one so you can earn a little bit more interest. And if there's any money left, going in order of how we covered things here, if you've got an HSA eligible health plan, that would be a great place for the extra money, or a 529 if you're thinking about going back to school, or opening up and investing in a taxable brokerage account. I hope that helps. That's all for now. I'll talk to you soon. Until then, here's to living a richer life. Money Girl is a quick and dirty tips podcast, and I want to thank our fantastic team. Steve Rickyberg audio engineers the show. Brandon Gatius is our director of podcasts. Holly Hutchins is our digital operations specialist. Morgan Christensen is our advertising operations specialist. Davina Tomlin is our marketing and publicity associate. And Nathaniel Hoops is our marketing contractor.